Ascension. Our local branch was doing well. Thanks to the timber rafts on the Paraguay River. The amounts insured were large, the premiums lucrative. The local agent was very contented and making a good living. But this contentment was not shared in Buenos Aires. Rafts were frequently breaking away from caravans and getting lost. The amount paid out for each loss was not very high, but over the year the total far exceeded the premiums.
It's just bad luck. My loss adjuster assures me that it happens quite frequently.
Nevertheless, Juan, the head of the Marine Department, smelt a rat. That's why he asked me to come and investigate. We met up in Puerto Madero. Juan introduced me to the director of the branch, an American who knew very little about Ascension. We talked about music, Nantuti lace, Jesuit missions, and local politics.
You have to realize that Paraguay has few natural resources, apart from its pasture land, wood, and rivers. And turning a blind eye to smuggling. That's how the goods are exported to Paraguay's three neighbors.
Before going to Paraguay, I needed more details. Juan had arranged to meet me in an old, well-known cafe, which was a lot more cheerful than his office.
We would like to limit our losses to an acceptable level and not fall out with our agent. He only insures 3 clients for timber. 2 have never had any losses.
And who is the third?
A retired colonel called Pipple.
Juan told me that the stolen timber turns up mysteriously in Argentina, where the buyers purchase it in good faith. The moment I arrived, I asked the agent to arrange a meeting with Colonel Pipple. The colonel will be expecting me at 6 o'clock this evening. Perfect, thanks.
I'm proud of having developed this timber farm on an old piece of family property.
An urgent call, Colonel.
More original than the cell phone, don't you think? Bad news, another raft lost.
Do you know why they get lost? Have you carried out any investigation?
My former aide-de-camp has gone several times in person to supervise operations. He hasn't noticed anything abnormal and I trust him completely.
He could have followed the caravan by boat, couldn't he?
Far too dangerous. What if the robbers were armed?
Did you know that your timber was sold quite legally on the other side of the border?
Really?
I would like to visit your timber farm.
No problem. You can go in my plane.
That's kind of you, but I've already booked an air taxi. and I've asked Alfredo, our agent's son, to accompany me. A tugboat captain with a caravan of rafts has agreed to take us as far as Ascension. It's all been pretty quiet. The captain tells me that the timber he's transporting is for construction. He's rarely lost a raft.
People talk about the well-organized mafia using the rafts to transport contraband.
What sort of contraband? The captain explained that a lot of the merchandise comes from the duty-free zone and is redistributed on our neighbor's territory. Most of the thefts have taken place between Ascension and Formosa, so I've decided to go on to Formosa. We've stopped at Puerto Papel to take on more rafts. Alfredo, who understands Guarani, has heard nothing interesting.
I wonder, is the raft we picked up in Pipple made of wood that is heavier than water?
Forgive me, but that is a ridiculous question.
Well then, what are the barrels doing under the raft if they're not acting as floats?
The smugglers, maybe. They could use a landing strip in Chaco, transport the merchandise to the river, cross it during the night, and attach the barrels without being seen.
The last raft has disappeared.
Pipples, I bet.
Exactly. They're smart. The red light at the end of the caravan has been moved ahead to the next raft. I didn't notice anything.
Maybe that's where it happened. Alfredo has gone back to Ascension to give his report to the police. I've been looking for someone to take me where I want to go.
Take you to Chaco, madam. Sorry, I don't want to wreck my car on these lousy roads.
I found a small hotel for the night, and a driver who isn't afraid of the bad roads. My driver warned me that there was no hotel in the vicinity, just a place to hang up a hammock.
I saw you this morning in Formosa.
What's a beautiful woman like you doing in a dump like this?
I'm writing an article on the region. It's called Adventures in Chaco. And you?
We're hunting puma.
I spotted a tiny airport near here. Who does it belong to?
Some ranch owner, or maybe smugglers.
Aren't there any police around?
It's impossible to patrol such a huge area.
Let's go to the river. Pipple's raft's still there. I got a connection even in this out-of-the-way place. I called the Marine Department in Buenos Aires to describe the situation. They begged me not to take any risks.
Looking for adventure, were you? Well, you're going to get some now.
They're threatening to push me out of the plane without a parachute once we're airborne. Thanks to my call, the police were able to set a trap. All the traffickers were arrested. They were using the barrels to ship large quantities of cocaine.
Without your help, Sacha, the MIC would have stopped insuring my timber. I was told that you collected these.
That's very kind of you.